Hi class, I'm going to give you a quick overview in this video of how to sign up for a Slack account. We're going to be using Slack for all of our communication in this course. This is where I'm going to be posting announcements. This is where you're going to be working with your teams, and where you can ask me questions, and basically everything else. It's going to really increase the communication and the collaboration that we can do in this class, so it's really important to get it set up right away. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go over to our Slack site. For spring 2018, our Slack site is enc3213 spring2018.slack.com. So once you get there, it'll look like this. What you're going to want to do is go down to this section where it says if you have an FIU email address, you can create an account. So click down here. Don't use this thing up here. Click down on this create an account down here. Once you've done that, it'll ask you for your FIU email address. You can just type it in. So here's one for me. Once you press create your account, you'll see this screen which says an email is on the way. Now you're just going to have to wait a few minutes in order to find the email, and I'll be back in just a second. So when you get the email, it'll look like this. In my case, it shows up in my clutter folder in the Microsoft Outlook. It might show up in a spam folder or something like that, depending on what you're using. But just look around a little bit. You should be able to find it. It should show up within a minute or two, maybe up to 5 minutes or so after you click on the previous thing. Once you get this email, you're just going to click on confirm email down here. Okay, so after you click confirm email, you will get a page that looks like this, which says up at the top create account and asks you to join it. So once you're here, please do use your full real name. This is important so that we know who's communicating, and so I can give you credit for doing the work that you do throughout the course. So put in your full actual name. You can choose a display name that is basically your full name or something very similar to it. You don't actually need to use a display name at all, but you know, I might do something like, and then choose a password. You can choose whatever password you want to, something like that. Okay, now it's going to give you review terms of service, everything else like that. You can look through that at your leisure, and then down at the bottom, click I agree. And now you're on Slack. So after you have signed up for your Slack account, there's another video that explains a little bit about everything you can, all the different channels that we have on our Slack site and everything else like that. You might want to press this button to explore Slack a little bit. It'll tell you a little bit about how Slack works. It can be very useful. Also, I'd highly recommend downloading the app for your phone. I find it to be very, very useful and helpful, because it really helps us keep in more constant communication. I have it on my phone, and it really helps me get back to you and answer your questions and respond to your concerns much more quickly. So that's about it. Check out the next video for a more in-depth overview of what our Slack site currently contains.